Dark Hunters. They're basically the bounty hunters of the Bionicle universe. Creepy, scary, cool characters that work for a secret organization. It doesn't get better than that. So today, let's continue our coverage of this collab. A collab that was made by the All Ordonian Rejects, a group of very talented builders. If you haven't seen part 1, be sure to check that one out after you finish watching this one. Hey, get ready for some cool stuff. We'll kick things off with Gambit by Paljump. Oh, dude, check out this rocking hairdo, making use of some silver Tuckanuva masks. Who would have thought that the spikes on the side would look this good in this context? Bro looks like Johnny Bravo or something. This is really fun. The best Bionicle hairdo just gets better because he's also got these kind of like braided locks going down the sides here. These use some of the chain weapons that came on Onwa Metru. That's a clever part use. Now look, hey, the rest of the mock is fantastic too, but when you've got a sick silver hairdo like that, I'm gonna get distracted. But otherwise, yeah, the way that this uses a ton of older style Bionicle pieces, that's a real treat. The choice to stick with exclusively older parts, which I would say is maybe like pre-2005, maybe even a bit earlier. Yeah, the choice to just not include any modern parts, it gives this a beautiful old school vibe. And that feels very in line with a lot of the classic Dark Hunters that we saw in the old Dark Hunter book. This is great. Moving on over to Catastrophics, this is built by Galvanize. What a sick looking dragon dude. I'm a massive fan of the color blocking here. All of that green is just localized exclusively around the head area. It's just almost like elegantly emerging out of the body. It's a good look. And it almost gives you the sense that this is a green dragon that's wearing silver and black armor. A nice idea to use what I believe is the hockey player torso from these old LEGO sport sets. Weirdly, this gives the perfect dragon-like shape to this head. I would never have thought that that would look this good in this context. I also love the spikes on the back, that cool Tahu blade on the tail, and we even actually have more of those Tuckanuva masks down here on the feet. Good to see that piece getting a lot of love on both of the mocks we've looked at. Heck yeah. Over to Vorax. This creation was built by Master Affair 18. Hey, I'm a sucker for characters that have like big brains in a jar. Or I don't know, just in general, they look like some sort of creature from an old B-movie horror film. This aesthetic is a lot of fun. The jar appears to be a canister of some kind. I believe it is the Borok canister, just flipped upside down. See, that's the thing, right? Big, massive trans-clear pieces. If I had to make a wish list of pieces that I really want LEGO to make, it's more pieces like that. Because you can try and build a cylindrical shape with existing like windscreens and trans-clear bricks and plates and pieces, but doing so you're always going to get some kind of like seam or crack in the glass. When you have one big consistent piece that is all trans-clear, everything about it looks see-through. You're not noticing those gaps in between the pieces. So yeah, very smart idea to use the canister like this because it gets you a much more clean and presentable result. And I like this kind of tessellating lime substance inside the canister. It's made by just stringing together lots of these Liwa Nuva arm pieces to create this quite cool looking design. This is wacky, this is creative, I like it. Braicles is next, and here is their creation. It's called Atrocity. It's lovely to see some of these disc launchers, especially 4 of them, 1 on each arm. It's actually a rare sight. People don't use these pieces all that much. At least in like modern creations. But hey, they make for great weapons. Okay, yeah, so many mocks in this collab are using those Tuckanuva masks, but I think this actually might be my favorite use of them. You put 2 together and you turn it into a bit of a mask. And I like how we've got some red ball joints behind these pieces. So it really does look like there's a little face hiding beneath that protective cage. We've also got that classic brown Mutta torso being used for the legs. Of course, that came in Pahatu. Dude, I love everything about this. Now for Havoc. This is built by Nuvok Mock. I tell you what, man, we got more of that Tuckanuva mask. This time it's used for shoulder armor. With the amount of different techniques we're seeing for this piece, it's safe to say this is a very versatile, very good piece to have in your collection. You should definitely consider picking some up if you don't own any. I also love to see these Visorak claws making up the face, especially the way that they're paired with these yellow Technic bushings. And see, this is good. The yellow bit, it looks like the eye. The black bit, it looks like the pupil. You get so much definition in this design. You get a very layered eye, and it's only using two pieces, two very common pieces. There's beauty and simplicity, man. Also, white, silver, and dark blue. That is a fantastic color scheme. Dude, well done. Now for this one, we've got Recon by Kodak Captures. Up top, we've got this dark blue and brown character. And they look very much like they're inspired by a Japanese rhinoceros beetle, kind of like Heracross from Pokemon. I especially love the choice of turning these Vorax windscreen pieces into wings. The dark blue version specifically, that would have come in the Tower of Toa set. You can see it on this kind of Vizirac-inspired creature on their back. Also, nice choice to include that gold Toa head on the top of the staff. Whether that's meant to just be like decoration, or if they decapitated a Toa, and they've put it up on top of their staff as some sort of trophy, who knows, but it looks cool. It's also a nice touch to give this other character a bionic arm, and it's got a cannon on the end. Perfection. Another mock by Braicles, this is Grappler. We've got ourselves a nifty little head design here. It's making use of some silver Rachi back pieces. You kind of tuck those red pieces in the front, and I think it looks great. In silver, these pieces would have appeared in the original Takanuva set. You got actually quite a fair few of them on his speeder bike. It's a good piece, and here it looks wonderful. You'll notice a few more down below on the legs as well. And actually, looking at the weapon, I guess this is why he's called Grappler. He's got like a grappling gun. I presume that this would fire out and grapple onto things so you can climb around or use it as a weapon, whatever. And it's a good idea. If you're ever stuck on how to name your Bionicle mock, maybe you can take a look at their weapons and use that as inspiration for their name, like this mock is doing. Up next, we've got Collector, a character I relate to because I am also a collector. This is by Luminant. Right off the bat, I love this Vaki eyepiece being integrated into the torso. Just the energy of it, it feels like icicles emanating out of the body. And those snow ice themes continue because down below, it looks like they're wearing some sort of aluminium frame snowshoes. Yeah, the ice vibes are all over this guy. We've got a disc launcher on the tail as well, I think that's a bit cute. This piece originally appeared in some of the early Slicer sets. It enabled you to pretty effectively launch that disc. It's a great piece in a great set, and it looks pretty good on this mock. This here is Cyclone, and the overheating orange, they built this one. Oh yeah, and by the way, the overheating orange, they did a lot of the edits that you're seeing in these images, the ones with the sick backgrounds. Honestly, a sensational work, and sensational work on this mock. You got a clever part use right here. We've got Lacan's blades being used for a head. I like how the blade of the sword, it kind of flares backwards. It's kind of like a mohawk or something. And then the other end of this piece, it's at the front of the face, and it kind of looks like a little bit of a beak, like you would see on a bird. Or just, I don't know, some kind of mouth. That's sensational. I mean, the blade itself would look cool on the head, but the fact that you can also zoom in on it and look at the smaller details, and it brings this head design to life even more. That's a very, very good part use. We've got a few more silver blades in action right here. I like how they almost kind of look like feathers. There is a bit of a bird vibe going on here. See, I like that. Now we have Glitch, and this is built by Tolrespawn 171. I didn't notice it at first glance, but when you look at the eye design, you got these two sockets sticking out the edges for the eyes. These sockets would have originally appeared on one of the waist pieces for the Vaki. Great idea to pair them with some white Vorax fangs for a mouth down below. And then you got an upside down white Pahatu mask up top to round off the head. I mean, this is quite a lovely design, isn't it? Now you will notice the head and also the weapon, there's some white rubber bands on them. It's difficult to say if this is mainly just for aesthetic or if this is actually attaching those pieces. I would say it's attaching the pieces. But hey, nothing wrong with using rubber bands to connect pieces. You gotta connect the piece somehow, and that's a good way to do it. And finally, here is Striker by Mini Rigby 22. Oh, look at this. We've got a European rare misprint mask. It's a brown Matatu, but I adore the way that it's been flipped over, and the holes at the top of the mask, they become eyes. That's genius. Yeah, gosh, even too, just looking at the top of the mask, it really does make for a sensational face. I love seeing people do that. Taking masks, turning them upside down, flipping them around, doing whatever. It can create so many clever things, just like this. It's also very nice to see some of these slicer disc throwing arms. Got one on one hand and the other side we got a nice hook. That looks pretty good. This whole mock looks pretty good. But I think you could say the same about every single mock in this Dark Hunter collab. This was a real treat. A lot of brand new mocks built in an older style. You don't see that every day. Well done to every single builder that was involved in this. You killed it. Now, don't forget to check the links below and you can see the social media of each of those builders. Go give them a follow, go give them a like, and let them know what you think of their incredible creations. But that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Happy building, and bye for now.